Hello, I'm Shelley Duvall. 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 Hello, I'm Shelley Duvall.
Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell rock. Jingle bell swing and jingle bell ring. Snowing and blowing the bushels of fun. Now the jingle hop has begun. Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell rocky. Jingle bells a chime and a jingle bell a time. Dancing and prancing in Jingle Bell Square.
Where's the cheese?
It's under the sauce.
There's no cheese on it.
It's under the sauce.
Like, I'm Italian and this is hurting me.
It's from Chicago.
But it's just sauce.
The cheese is under the sauce.
That's not enough cheese.
The cheese is under the sauce.
The day that I met you, I started dreaming.
Miss, you forgot something.
Thank you. If you want me, you know where to find me. I can be your one-time baby. I can be your...
First things first, I'ma say.
The front, stunning. The back, gorgeous. The side, beautiful. The top, amazing.
Je fais un chien fantôme pour Halloween.
I made this king-size turtle, which was my largest plushie ever. I've been wanting to make another giant project and I'm finally doing it. I decided I'm going to challenge myself and I'm trying to finish this project in only 7 days. Any guesses on what animal I'm making this time? I bought 30 skeins of yarn total, 20 skeins of gray, 5 skeins of white, 4 skeins of black, and 1 skein of pink. I also bought these gigantic 55mm eyes and I can't believe how big they are. And to make things even more fun, for every like that I get on my video, I will donate 1 cent to St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. So over the course of the next 7 days, I'm hoping I can donate a lot. Check back tomorrow for day 1 and the start of this challenge.
A lot of people wants to crochet my fluffy teddy bear but are very hesitant with crocheting with fluffy yarn. Let me show you why you should not be afraid and how it's not that complicated. So first let me show you what you need. So chunky yarn, like right here you see it's pretty chunky. I use Parfait Chunky right here from Premiere, and a thin fluffy yarn. So the fluffy yarn has to be thinner than the chunky yarn. And by choosing a chunky yarn that is thicker than the fluffy yarn, you will still be able to see the stitches. You see 1, 2, 3, and it will make it very easy for you to crochet it. So you have to trust me on that.
Really not that bad. It just needs a little shaping. To the salon!
I love it.
Everything I crocheted for my market. Big and little grape cows. Big and little cherry blossom cows. Big and little watermelon cows. Big and little dragon fruit cows. Big and little strawberry cows. Big and little chocolate strawberry cows. Big and little blackberry cows. Big and little blueberry cows. Big and little apple cows. Big and little pear cows. Big and little peach cows. Big and little banana cows. Bunny in a pink frog costume. Bunny in a frog costume. Bunny in a bear costume. Bunny in a frog balaclava. Lamb. Monkey in a banana onesie. Monkey in a candy heart onesie. Monkey in a cherry onesie. Tulip ducky. Burly ducky. Festival ready mallard duck. Mushroom ducky. Cozy penguin. Purple penguin. Hiker mallard duck. Molly from Animal Crossing. Strawberry ducky. Purple ducky. Available on my Etsy.
Everything I crocheted for my fall market tomorrow. Ghosts. X4. Ghosts with witch hats. X2. Ghosts with candy corn hats. X2. Ghosts with pumpkins. X2. Pumpkin ghosts. X2. Zombie ghosts. X2. Mini ghosts. X10. Mushroom boys. X10. Chickens. X5 each color. Mushroom poppets. X5. Ghost poppets. X6. Giant pickles. X2. Corn. X3. Orange loaf cat. Speckled loaf cat. Cream orange loaf cat. Candy corn cat. Zombie cow. Bat.
I think I just finished the body of my Esther sweater by Petite Knit, and she's looking a little cropped. She's looking looking a little short. Definitely shorter than I wanted to look in the end. But I'm hoping that it'll grow a lot with blocking. I think it'll probably grow to like there with blocking because this is a lot of purling, a lot of moss stitch, a lot of purl sections. And I think that when I block it, it'll all just like relax. But I'm having quite the internal struggle because look at it right now. This is too short. I have stared at so many photos of Esther sweaters on Instagram and trying to count like how many pattern repeats everybody else did. And it looks like for a lot of the sizes, like most of the sizes people did 6, counting this like kind of maybe one right here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But if I stopped it right here, this is like right underneath my boobs. So I did 6.5 and then the ribbing. And I'm hoping that when I block it, it'll all relax. And if it's not long enough in the end, then that's future me's problem. I'll probably just have to like cut above the ribbing and then add some length and then sew it all back together somehow, which I've never done before, and that's a little scary, but I'm up for the challenge if that is the way that it has to go. Right now though, I am at a little bit of a crossroads because I don't know if I should bind off the hem. I kind of want to just leave it on a piece of, on this hold tubing and then do the sleeves. And then make that decision later. I'm a big proponent of making the decision later, like deferring until later when I've had some time to think about it. But I don't know, what do you guys do? Would you bind it off now? Do you follow a pattern, like start to finish as it tells you to do? Do you start here and then bind it off when it tells you to bind off and start the sleeves when it tells you to start the sleeves, or do you jump around? Because I'm curious, like how do we all knit?
Let's do a comparison with Premier's new Parfait Plush to all of the other popular yarns. So Parfait Plush is a size 6 and it's kind of like a love child between Parfait Chunky, which is also a size 6, and Parfait XL, which is a size 7. So here's Parfait Chunky. Compared to Parfait Plush, it is much thinner, but it's pretty much the same consistency. I will say Parfait Plush seems a bit more stable and less likely to have fluffies. And here's Parfait XL. This is a size 7 chenille and the largest size that Premier offers. So here's the side by side with Parfait Plush. Parfait XL is definitely bigger. You can see that it is like the perfect between Parfait Chunky and Parfait XL. The perfect middle child. Let's compare it to Sweet Snuggles Light. I feel like Sweet Snuggles Light and Chenille Home Slim are going to be the most similar. So here's the side by side. I will say Sweet Snuggles Light is ever so slightly thinner than Parfait Plush, but you probably could get away with intermixing them. Now let's compare it to Bernat Blanket yarn. Here is the comparison. I will say Parfait Plush is still ever so slightly bigger than Bernat Blanket, but again, if you wanted to intermix them, you probably could get away with it. Of course, Parfait Plush is chenille, whereas Bernat Blanket is blanket yarn, so they have a different texture. This is Premier Yarn's basic yarn. This is Premier's version of like a blanket yarn. Here is the side-by-side with Parfait Plush. Again, just feeling Parfait Plush. Parfait Plush is a bit more like thicker, just ever so slightly though. Now let's compare it to Cozy Cub by Loops and Thread. This used to be Joanne Baby Bear. So here's the side-by-side. Parfait Plush is definitely bigger. I will say that Cozy Cub is more closer to Parfait Chunky. Let's compare it now to Zaddy Crafts. So here's the side-by-side with Zaddy Crafts. I will say Zaddy Crafts is closer to Parfait Chunky size, so of course Parfait Plush is much bigger. And lastly, let's compare it to Loops and Thread Posh Pearl. This used to be Joanne Big Twist Posh. Posh Pearl is a size 5, so it will be significantly smaller, but let's just see the side-by-side. Okay, here you go. And as you can see, Posh Pearl is going to be way thinner than Parfait Chunky as well, but it is definitely way thinner than Parfait Plush. I'm gonna do a full review on my YouTube, but right off the bat, I feel like Parfait Plush is the perfect in-between between Parfait Chunky and Parfait XL, especially if you're a fan of Sweet Snuggles Light, Chenille Home. Like, Parfait Plush will definitely be a great substitute, and I also love how many colors are available. So yeah, definitely check out this yarn and be sure to check out my channel for the full review.
This is the best and most underrated beginner knit pattern. This is the Weekend Sweater by Petite Knit, and it's the first sweater that I actually knit that I still keep and wear and love to this day. And I love it so much, I knitted it first in this gray, and then in this lovely blue, and I've done another in brown as well. So what makes it so great is firstly that it is an Aran weight yarn knitted on 5.5mm needles. So it knits up super quickly and you can make loads of progress in no time. I think why Petite Knit patterns are so great for beginners is because she really explains each step in loads of detail. So this taught me the German short rows. Her written instructions plus the videos she has on her site just mean you can master anything really quickly. It's a great beginner knit because it's a drop sleeve, so you don't have to worry about measuring and making increases for armholes like you do for a raglan. It's literally just a big oversized rectangle that you then pick up and add stitches to. I think another great thing about this pattern for beginners is that it's super easy to customize, so you can decide to make the ribbing on the cuffs and the body longer or shorter as you like, the arms longer or shorter. So each time you make it and play with it, you can find a better way for it to work for you. It's a really thick, warm staple jumper for me. I've knitted it once in this wool blend, once in 100% wool, and another time in acrylic. And I think it works really well no matter what fiber you're working with, what kind of yarn you're using. Just comes out great. If I found an Aran weight yarn that I really loved, I would definitely think about whipping another one of these up again. They come up super quickly, they're so comfy and slouchy, and I literally wear mine all the time.
This is an update video on my Ants in a Row raglan with the Kivyut yarn that I bought that was $1,400. So I would try it on. This is the top, so this is the collar, but I still have them on my smaller length cord round for knitting needles. I haven't yet changed them over to a longer cord. I will try it on once I do that. I know it fits over my head because I've had to undo this once or twice. I am using obviously the Kivyut yarn, which is significantly smaller than the yarn that's recommended in the pattern, which is obviously completely my choice and has nothing to do with Meredith's pattern. It's a fantastic pattern. It's very easy to follow. So what I'm doing is I started off with the size 4. Even for this one yarn weight, that still ended up being too small. So what I've done is I added yet another row for the front and the back of the ants itself, the ants column itself. Then the second time I had to undo it because I got to about here and realized that I am so stupid because I was not using the correct color dominance. So the red ants were not showing up very well. That was obviously entirely my fault as well. And I know how to do color dominance. I literally just did the entire winter garden pullover with the correct color dominance, and it was totally fine. So I don't know what was going wrong in my brain at that particular point in time, but yeah, now the correct color dominance is happening and the ants are prominent and they look great. So it's going so far so well. This is the collar. Yeah, it's going pretty well. I'm still on the first balls that I started the project with. I haven't yet gone through a complete one. So yeah, I don't think I'm gonna run out. I have like another 8 of each of these. This is a really fun pattern to do. I am obsessed with the colors. And also, for people keep coming into my comments and saying, oh my god, why would you pick an ants in a row raglan for like the Kivute yarn? If it's not for you, it's not for you. But I'm an environmental scientist. I love this. I love that Meredith is an ecologist. I love all of her patterns, and I want to do more of hers in the future. So an ants in a row raglan pattern is perfect for me. And I think it's gonna look hot when it's done. I've seen other people's, it looks amazing. It's gonna look hot when it's done.